and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World, the YouTube channel all about blockchain games. Please do subscribe. So in this video I'm going to take a quick look at the new staking option in F1 Delta Time. So F1 Delta Time is a officially licensed F1 game from Animoca Brands. It's been around for a while. Different sort of elements are available. The full game's not out yet. Currently you can play the time trial, which is like a mini game to test out your NFTs. But this new staking option has been released recently, and staking is something that we are kind of used to in the blockchain game space. So any proof of stake blockchain like EOS or Tron, your people are used to staking tokens to gain access to the blockchain. And we've seen more recently in some of the DeFi dApps, you might take some tokens and stake them into a liquidity pool or something like that, and then gain some, either some more tokens or some other kind of payment model. So it's a bit like an interest. If you put some money into a bank account, and you might get some kind of interest back. So that's what staking is about. So in this case, in F1 Delta Time, the staking is around these NFT cars. So there are different NFTs in F1 Delta Time. There's the cars, there's drivers, there's accessories like gloves for the drivers and helmets and different tires and engines and stuff. But the staking is just around cars at the moment. And the point of this obviously is to encourage people not to sell their cars, to keep their cars and stake them. And when you stake them, you can see here you will get some revenue. So the token in F1 Delta Time is called Rev, and Rev is an ERC20 token based on Ethereum. Is used in, will be used in F1 Delta Time and also in some of the other Formula One, some of the other motorsport games. Sorry, Animoca Brands doing. So they've got a MotoGP game coming, and at least one other. And Rev is the token that runs across those, kind of like a payment method, also rewards, that sort of thing. So you can see here, I've staked one of my cars. I've staked my Satsumia car, and it's got like about a day left, 19 hours left on this kind of a period of staking. And my current projected daily earnings are about 11 Rev. So if you do the math, it depends on obviously the price of Rev. Basically, when I worked it out, every 4 days or so, you basically earned about got a dollar's worth of Rev. Obviously, that depends on what the price of Rev is. So potentially over a year, you might be looking at something like $40 worth of Rev if the price stayed the same. So that obviously kind of creates a situation where if you see one of these cars being sold for less than $40, you might want to come in and buy it and then go, well, I'll stake it and earn my money back, sort of thing. So that's one of the reasons why people might have staking mechanics in a game, because it stops people kind of selling their particularly low grade items. So this is a common car. I've got two common cars, and then this one is a the next rarity level up. I think they call it epic, I think, in this game, effectively uncommon. And we can see here for the common cars, you get basically 11 Rev estimated earnings, and for the next one up, I will get 22. And obviously, if I had rarer vehicles, I'd get more on a daily basis. So I've staked it. We can see this is period 6, so there's actually staking's been going on for a while. Nothing to claim yet because the period hasn't ended yet. So in 19 hours time, hopefully I'll have some Rev there. I've staked it for a couple of days, so I might have 30 Rev, something like that, if I'm lucky. You can see here, yeah. So there's one common car staked, rare car, epic, legendary, and then apex. And I've got one. My total weight is 0.01. So I've got about 0.2% of the global of the amount of Rev being earned. You can actually view here the staking pool. So this basically shows you what's going on here. So I've got one. There's 5,448 in total being staked. So we can see here there's 3 apex. I think there's only about less than 10 of those cars, so they're being staked. 33 legendary cars, 222 epic ones. So at the moment, actually, people will be staking these things because there's not really anything to do in the game. So it kind of makes sense to stake these, and we can see how. I'm not quite sure how this is. This is showing how much Rev is being provided. Looks like. So we're here, aren't we? Yeah. So that's the reward schedule. So over time, there's going to be more rev being given out. So it went down a little bit, and now it's going to go up. I don't quite know how they're ordering that. Okay, we can drop that one back in. So one of the big issues with this situation at the moment, certainly running on Ethereum, is gas fees. So I'm not earning very much with this rev because I've just got really common vehicles. But if I want to stake, say I want to stake this other common car, or even if I want to stake both of them, yeah, that's going to increase my earnings kind of threefold. If I go to stake them, confirm this, obviously I'm going to have to sign MetaMask. So I'm logged in with MetaMask, obviously. We can see here that's going to cost me $10. So the gas fee in ETH is going to cost me $10 in order to stake these. If I'm going to have it in for $10, then I'm going to have to keep them in for at least probably a couple of months. Because even if I'm going to reject that, obviously, it doesn't make any sense. And even when I have this rev to claim, it's going to cost me gas fee as well to claim it. So I'm hitting a gas fee to lock these things in, and then getting a gas fee to take this out. So at the moment the gas fees are being high, I don't think gas fees are going to go down at any point soon either. It kind of makes it difficult especially for people like me who don't have very high-end items, to actually, it doesn't make it financially viable to actually do this sort of stuff. So that's one of the big issues. I guess most of the Ethereum games are looking at kind of what we call layer 2 solutions or sidechains or different ways of running this sort of stuff, because this sort of low level doesn't need the full Ethereum blockchain security model. You could do this on a sidechain, and in fact Animoca Brands have announced that F1 Delta Time is also going to be supporting the Flow blockchain, the new blockchain from Dapper Labs, people buying CryptoKitties. So I presume this sort of stuff could run on Flow, because this is not a large amount of money, and obviously it's basically means this feature doesn't work at the moment because of gas fees. But that's what blockchain gaming is about, really. It's about these kind of trying to find new models of how to build games on these kind of complicated blockchains, which aren't necessarily designed for gaming, or in the case of Ethereum, definitely not designed for gaming. But there's still very interesting things that can be done here, and I think in time we will see most blockchain games will have a sort of staking mechanic, and it just constrains the economy, and it rewards people who have spent. I did actually get a bit carried away and bought quite a lot of these NFTs earlier in the year, and obviously I'm not using them anymore, and even in the full game these common ones are not much use really. So it would give me just a bit of, it's almost like psychological reward that they're not just sitting there in my wallet not doing anything. If I can leave them in there for a year and get $20-$30, then I'd be fairly happy with that. So anyway, that's the point of this video. Thanks for watching. Blockchain Gaming World, please do subscribe if you're interested in blockchain games.